Okay, morning everyone. I've arrived at this beautiful spot in Koh Lanta to do some painting this morning. It's a really still day, not much wind. I've got the sun at the moment, but it's not as hot as it has been, so it's not too strong. I've got a lovely view in front of me. I've just done a sketch of it and completely messed it up, and I'm going to show it to you now, so you can get an idea of what happens when it goes wrong. What I'm going to do after I've finished this, I've learnt by this one. I'm going to do the sketch again and hopefully make it fit on the paper better, because as I've done it now, it just won't make a good painting at all. So we'll just have a quick look at what I've done. Okay, then we can see it's completely not in the right position on the page. I don't know what I was thinking about. I know my head wasn't in the right space when I started drawing. I hadn't sort of looked at the subject long enough and worked out the proportions and where everything was, and it's much too low down in the page. I want some sand and gravel down here where the sort of posts rest on, composite, because it just doesn't work as a composition. I'll just show you the actual scene and you'll be able to see it. I'll just lift the camera up. So that's what I'm going to have a go at painting. I'm not sure whether I'll get the boat in as well, because it's going to take a long time to draw that out again, but we'll see. It depends how long I can bear sitting here in the sun. But this is a very peaceful location. There's lots of things to paint here, but I'm determined I'm going to crack this one and get it on the page properly. So I will come back to you with my next drawing and we'll see if there's any improvement. Okay, now I've had another go at doing the drawing here, and I've simplified it an awful lot. I've not drawn all the legs in underneath. I've just put a few key posts in, and I'm just going to directly paint the others in place loosely with no drawing, because if you're trying to draw every one of those legs, it just kind of like, I don't know, I don't get any pleasure from it. So I'm going to do that with the brush. I've just indicated the boat here at the bottom, and I've got the islands in here. So the idea is to get this, a bit like the previous painting, which was a nice sunny one, is to get a good feeling of sunlight and stuff like that in the painting. I'm in a boatyard, so there's a lot of work going on, so do excuse the noise and banging. Yeah, let's see what we can do in the next stage. Yeah, I kind of blocked in all these colours at the moment, and now I'm just going to be whacking on the shadows, and it's hopefully the shadows in a minute is going to make the painting look like something, because at the moment I think we'd all agree it doesn't look a lot. So what I need to do now is concentrate on shadows and building some structure into the painting, and just trying to sort of simplify it and build up the shapes. So let's see what happens in the next 15 minutes. Okay, then you can see now I've started to draw some shapes in, and we're getting a little bit more sense, making sense of what I'm painting. I wouldn't say it's a complete accurate representation of what I can see. I've still got a little way to go with the shadows yet. I've got some really nice juicy ones to put in, but it's just a question of keep working with it. Even if you don't feel it's going where you want it to go, persevere, because if you see it to the end, you will be surprised. And one of the biggest tips I would say is concentrate on value. Make sure you get your darkest darks in your lightest lights and everything in between, and you're going to end up with a better result. So I'll just show you the scene again. It's that one there. Okay, there's so much going on there, but I'm just trying to keep it simple and just try and get a memory of the day. Let's see, I'll get another sort of like half an hour and see how we get on. Okay, there we go. We've got the basics in. I think it's all got a bit confused with the shadows. This paper, I'm not keen on this paper. It might be the fact it just dries so quickly, but the shadows I found really hard to get to flow and to get really deep enough. So I was fighting with the paper for a lot of the time, which doesn't help. So it's been a big challenge. It's not very accurate to the actual scene. I kind of made a mess by blocking this building in behind this one. I should just left that out and left the buildings with a gap of blue sky between there. It would have given it just a more pleasing look, even though that's not how it is in the view. I'll show you in a second. But I think it would have made it look less fussy and less you know, busy, and given it a cleaner look. Yeah, it was again, it's quite a tough one, I think, even though you haven't got to be particularly accurate, because it's not like, you know, it doesn't matter if you get a few posts wrong and stuff like that, but there's just so much information there to paint that it gets a bit tricky. But look at the view again. There it is in all its glory. It's a beautiful view. I didn't manage to get the steps in on the left hand side, and I just indicated the boat at the bottom. Okay, then I'm back in the hotel. That was quite a tough day's painting. Really struggled with that one, because even though the building was really rickety and everything, I found it really hard to I don't know, to draw it. Basically, there was just so many things going on. It wasn't anything to do with all the different angles and stuff like that. It's just that it was so rickety. I just really struggled with getting it on the paper, and I'm still not I'm far from happy with the result. We'll have a quick look at the final painting. Back here, I've added a few darks to it, which I saw, but I don't think it's really helped the painting at all. You can make your own mind up. It's more the darks I've added now are how they should be, but because the underlying painting before I applied the darks has been done, this just adds confusion to the picture. So I don't think it actually adds anything. In fact, I think it really has probably not killed it. But that's okay. It's a process, isn't it? Now, a lot of these paintings, what I'm going to do when I'm back in the studio, I'm actually going to do detailed paintings, and I'll do paint-alongs with them, so you can actually watch me painting them stage by stage, which I know some of you want me to do. So yeah, that's the plan. But we'll just have a quick look at the painting now and have a sort of look, you know, talk about it, just see where perhaps I could have done a lot better. Okay, there we go. There's the painting. I've just put some extra darks in here. These shadows were just how they were. That's the sort of value they should have been. That's how I had them, you know, when I finished the painting on scene. This is a little bit confused around here, and that's the wrong colour shadow. It's too black. That needed to be more sort of warm, that shadow, and it makes it just look, that makes that bit there like a bit of a black hole, which kills it. This isn't right under here. The legs here, I can't really see what I'm doing. The legs here came down, and they should have come clear and left a clear space where the legs finished and where the shadow finished at the back. And then there should have been a vertical line running in underneath the building where the sun, because the sun was in front of the building, was casting a shadow, if that makes any sense. But I know what I mean. So there's lots of things wrong. The boat really was incidental. It's just something I put there. But by the time I got to start painting the boat, I just literally dabbed some colour on it. I really didn't have patience for it. So it hasn't really panned out as it should. But you know, we go back to the same old thing. It's all trial and error, and it was a fun exercise. You know, I learned a lot about the scene and I painted it, and I'm really looking forward to doing this one, and in my studio. And the sketch, even though the sketch isn't right, I know that will come in very handy. That will jog my memory about all the little things that I don't get from the photograph. So that's another benefit that plein air painting actually brings. It's not all about the quality of the painting, it's about using those plein air sketches for studio work at a later date. And having painted in the field and really analysed those buildings, it's imprinted itself in my head. And so that's going to help me a lot when I'm in the studio working. So there we go. You know, another good day's painting, I feel. You know, like I say, not everything's a masterpiece, so you can't expect it to be, but you know, it's just the process. So I hope you enjoyed it. It was ever so busy there today, lots of people building boats and all sorts of things, and people sort of coming up and saying hello, and it was a real community little village area, so it was mainly locals and everything. So it was a real fun day. Okay, then after this video, after this bit here, there's a short bit of video just showing what the guys were doing behind me. You heard all the noise, so I thought you might like to see a little bit of what they were up to. They were repairing a traditional fishing boat I think it was a fishing boat anyway, some kind of boat they use here for ferrying people around and doing fishing in. So, you know, it might be of interest to some people. So thanks very much for watching, and bye for now. Now for those that are interested, the noise going on behind me was these guys building this boat in a very traditional way. That was superb.